The recent cases of large-scale spying and illicit use of personal data has gone beyond national borders and has led to citizens mistrusting the internet, something that could affect the functioning of the internal market.
To reinforce online security, the Internal Market and Consumer Protection Committee of the European Parliament has passed a draft directive with measures to protect the IT systems of certain services, hospitals, banks and transport, among others. Andreas Schwab from the EPP Group, the rapporteur who has collaborated with Pilar del Castillo and others, insists on how important it is to ensure that companies do everything in their power to protect themselves from potential cyber attacks.
We have been seeing recent examples like Vodafone, like Sony PlayStation, where big companies, global players that have been using personal data of their users have not been able to protect these data in a way that cyber attacks weren't impossible. And I think if we are putting our data on these networks, we as a legislator have to make sure that these companies do their utmost to protect this data. And that's the aim of this directive.
The rise in figures on the hacking of online personal data in recent years shows that sufficient measures are still not in place to avoid them, and that the privacy of European citizens continues to be at risk. An analysis by the European Commission on the improvement of information and online security in the European Union shows that 57% of the participants have been victims of some kind of cyber attack in the previous year.
Cyber attacks can come either from secret services. We have seen that recently with the NSA scandal. I think we are very seriously affected by that because we don't want to see that all European citizens are spied without any reason. On the other side, cyber attacks can also come from criminals. We see that more and more. And we want that the data and the networks that European citizens are using are better protected than in the past. And to come to this better protection, we have to incite companies to invest more in IT security.
This directive aims to increase the level of security on the internet, as also with respect to the use of information in the European Union as a whole, in order to reassure consumers and thus help drive the single market. To this end, it calls for more cooperation between member states. With respect to critical infrastructure like hospitals and airports, telecommunications operators and public administration. It calls for the setup of a protocol for action to contain risks and also the reporting of any serious incident to the responsible authorities.
This directive will take some time to be implemented and to use its full potential. But in the end, if we get to a better IT protection in the European market, in the European Union, consumers and citizens together will feel more comfortable in this market and will use it even further.
More sophisticated cyber attacks and online hacking, coupled with the increased use of new technologies in our daily life, calls for a common European response so as to ensure that companies and citizens do not lose trust in the internet. For more information on the political majority in the European Parliament, why not visit our website eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching. See you soon.